and welcome back to Stardew Valley, and we are on day 5 of summer, year 2. Here we go. So, in the last episode we accomplished quite a lot, and tomorrow is also going to be a sunny day. And the spirits are in good humor today. No leave. And yeah, we have managed to get the calendar in our house. And we can see that the luau is on the 11th. We have quite a lot of things to do. And hopefully we will get all of those things done for this day. We need to take care of the animals once we have finished the most immediate things. Let's go and pick up whatever has grown over here. The reason why we already have a few things growing is because we had a fairy on like the first day we put down crops. We had a fairy come and finish it for us, which I didn't like that, but it's what it is. Okay, so we actually have grown rabbits. And that means we have wool, and that means we need to have a spinnery. Robin is here to upgrade our barn into a deluxe barn, which is the highest level, which will unlock sheep and pigs. Now I'm not going to do sheeps. I am going to do only pigs. Going to do 4 pigs. Sheep I have never ever really seen the point in with, really. That's me, but yeah, I have a difficult time seeing how they would be like useful at all. And there we go. It works exactly as the mayonnaise maker and cheese maker. So like there's not any it's not any weird kind of thing with them where they work like this and nothing else work like that. No, they work the same way. You put them in and then wait for it to get finished and pick them up, and then you do whatever you want with whatever produce it spits out, which is fabric, if I remember correctly it's called. Let's see, we should make if we one, we need 3, and that's quite a lot of wood and stone, and it's 3 copper. And yeah, here you can see why I wanted more than 150 exactly in hardwood. Since we might do something like more crafting, we should always have more than we think that we are going to need. This makes it kind of easy to separate them up as well, like this. And that all this is done. This is done. The house stuff is prepped and going, which means we just need to do some stuff we think we need to do. So there's not really anything here. So let's go down here because the traveling merchant should be over here. The gypsy, yeah. And then we will see if we have... Do you have anything? No, you don't have anything. To be honest. That is too bad. Too bad. Trees are growing back really, really slowly. Sadly, but that is how it is. More fiddlehead ferns, that's good. That is good. And since it's actually, like, possible to see where stuff is, we can pick it up. Relatively easy. Since we actually see it. Now I can understand if people have like green color blindness or like slightly not as good color vision, or like have a hard time distinguishing between nuances of a certain color. I can understand if it's going to be hard to see them at all, because yeah, it's basically only green and variances of green in here. But one trick is to go over every like possible tile where you think there is one, and see if the cursor changes. If there is a plus icon next to it and a hand like this, a hand and a plus, it means there is something you can pick up and harvest. I can show you with the sweet pea over here. So for example, we have a sweet pea right in front of us. Alright, it's the normal cursor and a plus. If you see that, you know there is something to pick up. So even if you technically can't see it, there is a way to distinguish if there is something there to pick up, because the cursor actually changes. But yeah, the one thing, I don't have color blindness, so but I find it like color blindness is actually quite common. And it's kind of interesting how few things, like how few games even have any kind of colorblind mode at all. And even fewer among the ones that do have that kind of mode actually do it well. So yeah, but yeah, it's kind of interesting, really. One of the people I've been watching on YouTube for well before I started up my own channel is actually colorblind, and you get sort of a feel of how when someone is trying to figure out if there is something there, when you watching obviously see there is something there, but the person playing really cannot see it because it's like a different shade of the same color, which means that if anyone's colorblind, they won't see it because they can't distinguish that small difference. Like, eyes are really interesting. Eyes are... And even more interesting is the fact that how do you determine that something is, say, green? How do you collectively say that something is green? And really the only way of doing it is by a majority voting. If the majority think that something is green, that is green. If like some people think that the same thing is actually not green but like yellow or something, and they happen to be the majority, then it's yellow despite it actually being the same color. But yeah, it's actually quite interesting because even if you don't really have a color blindness, the likelihood of you yourself and someone else seeing the same color, even though you both agree that it is, say, green or yellow or whatever it is, will not see the color the same way. Especially not exactly the same way. Might be close, but if you go into detail, you will almost always find that, oh, you think it's more green than more blue than red, or like, yeah. Whereas someone else might think that, no, it's actually more red than blue. And oh, we have actually filled this with iridium sprinkler. So any iridium sprinkler we put down now can be put down out here. That is good to know for the next season. Right. I'm not sure what fiddlehead fern can be used for. I know it's used in some cooking recipes, if I'm not wrong. Let's go up here and turn in one of them, so that is done. Otherwise I will forget and by mistake selling all of them, which would be really, really bad. So we now have mackerel and truffle left. The truffle will come when we actually have pigs, or if the traveling merchant actually like randomly have one. Yeah. Is there anything we need to do? Yes, we need to go to the animals and close up, and we should also just in case see if okay. And there's no food consumed, so no hay missing in any of the tray spots, and that is good. 50 of 480. The reason why I'm doing this weaning is because it actually makes it spread and grow a lot quicker if you do it like this. Might seem a bit silly that that's the case, but that is the case. Do that, like, do this. It looks like there is absolutely nothing left and it just will not grow back. But this actually grow back faster than if you would cut it along the outside all the time. You actually get more in total than you would get if you just did the outside all the way around and kept it sort of a circle or square. Yeah, this might seem a bit silly, but that's just how it is. Let's see, can we put something in this? We can do even more cauliflower. Yeah, we have a lot of this stuff, so 34. And cauliflowers are the most profitable ones, so that's why I'm doing cauliflowers. We have one left. Wait a bit, so when we see this, it is guaranteed to be finished. And we have a lot of stuff in here. We need to pick that up. Pick this up, and then we should be ready to go to bed. And this should be cloth. Cloth is what it is. Right. Cloth is worth a lot of money. Actually. So, like, having sheep and rabbits is not a bad thing. You can get a lot of money from cloth. It's just that a lot of other stuff bring you more money and more regularly as well. I don't think it's as irregular, and the thing with rabbits is that they can drop a rabbit's foot instead, sort of like the ducks, where they drop an egg or a duck feather. So yeah. We can make maki rolls. However, we need to buy rice. Or get rice one way or another. I think we just need one rice. So I think the easiest way is if we go to Pierre and just buy it. 1 a.m. Don't really care that much. We need to check. I just want to see if we have rice laying around. I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't think we actually do have any, like, finished rice. That is rice shoot, which is seed. Unmilled rice in its rawest form. Run this through a mill to increase the value. Right, so we actually need to mill it, which means we need the building mill. And I'm not really sure I want that. We might actually make one, because getting flour would be nice if we want to make some other stuff. Too bad there is absolutely no, like, hand mill. You have to build the big building for it to be possible, which is too bad. However, I would probably say that we should go to bed. So let's do that. Sleep. See how much money we got this time. It should be a lot. Yeah, almost 30k. And yeah, 2 cloth is quite a lot of money. And but like duck mayonnaise and goat cheese and so on, it's a lot easier and a lot more consistent. That yeah, I'd rather just have that. Hopefully we will get some other kind of flowers going in terms of honey, so we should be getting poppy honey soon. But day 6 of summer, year 2, here we go. It's a Saturday. And the weather report is saying that it's going to be a beautiful sunny day and that the spirits are in good humor today. We have a bit of stuff to pick up, I see. I need a good pufferfish specimen. I'm conducting an experiment on the toxin created by the pufferfish. Reward 1000 gold, Demetrius. Okay, so he wants a pufferfish. I don't have one, but I think we should be able to get it from the desert. I really don't remember where we can get the pufferfish. I might have to look that up at some point. Probably not going to do it now. Remove that. And we need to keep regrowing the trees. Let's remove one of them there. And let's harvest. This is quite a lot of pepper. Let's pick as much of it up as we can. Let's sort this a bit. Tomatoes aren't really that profitable, so I'm just picking some of them up just because. And rhubarb, I think, is actually quite profitable, if I remember correctly. Tomatoes, corn. We have a lot of corn, to be honest. Let's pick up that. Bok choy. We should pick, take all of the stuff. We might do that today after we have done everything else. Take everything that should be in the sheds and put them there. Tomatoes should be in here as well. There we go. We might not be able to fit everything, but we'll see. We might have to put the less profitable one or the less priority crop, whatever you want to call it, in a box outside to begin with. Okay, let's put away most stuff and let's go and take care of the animals. It's a Saturday. I need to, when we get into the barn, I need to see if it's finished. I think it is. Yes, it is. One thing to note when it comes to pigs is that you for them to actually make truffle, you need to have an area for them to be in. And they need to be let outdoors every day you want them to do, like, produce anything. So you need to make sure to let them out. Otherwise they will not do basically anything. But anyway, we have that done. And boom. And for now, let's go in and do this. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we need to change this. These needs to be here. Here we go. That should be all of that. And then let's see, we have the highest possible egg count we can have is what is it? I think 10 is basically the highest we can have. Oh, I missed stone. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go and check, because we have 4 chickens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because we can have 12 animals in a deluxe coop or barn. 2 of those are rabbits, so that's 10. So yes, the highest amount of eggs we can ever get at a single time is 10 eggs. I'm not going to do more than that at a time. I think it's better to keep it like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this, maybe? Or is this a bit... It is a bit annoying to do. I think it's better to actually do just... Let's do... like this. A bit of a kitchen separation and such, but who cares? So this time it's 1 we're not using, but I think that having or as much as you could possibly have is not a bad idea. That way, if we ever actually get 10 eggs at the same time, which I don't think is ever going to happen, because if I'm not wrong, one of the ducks, or two of the ducks, are not in sync. Which means that we don't really ever get 10, we get the most of 9, but well, you never know, so let's just keep it at 10 for having it a bit easier. It's a bit better in case we actually, one way or another, actually get 10. Let's do some more coffee. We have a lot of coffee beans, so we don't need to keep them for something else. Star fruits, rhubarb, wild plum, potatoes, jams, beets, and I don't think anything else here is actually worth putting somewhere else. I actually think it's better to not put them anywhere else. Wild plum, spiceberry, yes. Melon, yes. Crystal fruit, yes. Ancient fruit, yes. Yam, yes. Radish, pumpkin, hops. Eggplants, bok choy, amaranth, rhubarb. Did we have amaranth in here? Nope, we did not. We have some in there. We have quite a lot of stuff here. Yeah, this is more than one. This is more than one trip. So all of the hops, and I think rhubarb is in. They might be in preserve jars. And a wild plum. Not sure. Whatever. Let's go with the ones that I know. And melons are in here. Spiceberries are in here. Crystal fruits. Ancient fruit. Pumpkins. Melons. Crystal. Spiceberry. And I know that eggplants, bok choy is an amaranth, and potatoes and radish is preserved jars. Though these ones I'm not sure, so we are going to have to wiki that, I would say. The ones we have put away, the ones we do know. Oh, beets are in here. I would not have put beet here before unless I had checked it. I hope. And I think we are going to need another chest for this and put stuff that we don't really have enough of and stuff that we know is kind of low value. But for now, I need to see. I need to see wiki pages, and we have not Stardew Valley there as a bookmark, so Stardew Valley wiki. Save and exit. There we go. Now we do have one. And we need to look at crops. Crops. Where is the crops? Foraging. No. There, crops. And we have yam. So that's basically so yam and radish. R does not look like. No, rhubarb. Rhubarb. It's not radish. Rhubarb. It's yam is actually slightly better pickled, but like if you put it in as a keg, you get something worth 503, and if you pickle it in a preserve jar, it's 518. It's 15 gold difference. So there's not a big difference. However, preserve jars are a lot quicker. So I would say preserve jars, since there's such a small difference. And rhubarb is, without a doubt, kegs. It's actually really profitable as if you put it in a preserve jar, but it's even more in kegs. And since it's a wine, you can increase it from 923 gold up to 1847 gold per item. So I would say rhubarb is better in keg for its potential. Oh, right, I forgot about the plum, so we'd have to go back and do it all over again. Let's go in and search plum. Wild plum and I think a plum is not really that profitable. It is worth more if you put it into a keg. But I would probably say put it in a preserve jar. It's something like 40 gold less, but it's finished a lot quicker. So yeah, I would say that plums are something you should put into preserve jars if you're going to put them into anything. I would almost advise just selling them as is if you don't need them for anything, or just eat them for energy if you feel like that is something you want to do. Let's go and put away the rhubarb. We need a chest over here. Hopefully this doesn't make the episode like way too long, but we'll see. So that's the rhubarb put away. And let's make 2 and put one outside each of them with whatever we feel like. Let's put it there, just beside. Let's see. We can put garlic away. Radish can be put away. Anything we don't really have enough of, or it's not a high priority to make. Eggplants. We could do just one less than needed. This needs to go. We can put all of this we have here. We can put into this one out here. The jams and the wild plums we don't have enough of to actually like do anything with, so that is fine as is. And blueberries are not really profitable if I remember correctly, other than just selling, because you need to put them into. Let's actually check that, because I can't remember. I don't think it's that big of a increase in value. Yeah, you can sell a lot of blueberries very easily once they have started growing. And they regrow every 4 days. And if, like, you could make it into a jelly and it's going to be just as profitable as a wine. So regardless of if you put it into a keg or a jelly, like a preserve jar, they're going to be the same value, which is, depending on if you have the artisan profession, which we do, we have 210 gold as a value, otherwise it's 150. So 210, like if we sell And I think we have the teller profession as well, so we get 10% more for selling crops. So if we go for the smallest amount we could get per, we get 55 each. And selling 4 blueberries is the same as if we sold 1 wine or jelly. And that means that not only is it going to take, like, if you put it into a preserve jar, it's going to take like 3 or 4 days for it to finish. And by the time that is just the preserve jar, by the time that is finished, you're going to have the same amount of money in just raw blueberries. And there is no like unnecessary waiting needed. So I would argue that, like, unless you really need to, there is not really a point in making like blueberry wine or salmonberry wine or jelly or anything like that. There's no point in doing it. So it's better to just not do it. And it seems like we... oh, radish, not here. Bok choy, yes. Eggplant, yes. Wild plum, no. Jam, no. Yam. It's not a J, it's a Y, so it's not a harsh sound, it's a soft sound. And that's actually one of the few, like that and Z is the J and Z sounds doesn't exist really in my language. Not in, at least not in the like quantity that it does in English. So if it sounds like I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, that is because I'm trying to, but yeah, it's not spilling out of my mouth in the correct way as I wanted to. I've really tried to pronounce like anything correctly, but yeah, just some things are so rooted down into how you speak just because of the language you grew up with and dialects and so on. So it's actually quite hard to change pronunciations for certain words or just letters sometimes. But well, I try to, so hopefully it's understandable. I don't really have that much experience in using English. I have actually, if you're going to go by experience, I only have one experience ever using English where it was actually needed and wasn't in like a controlled environment like a classroom or anything. No, two actually. When I was in university, I lived with a bunch of German people, so if we wanted to understand each other, we needed to talk English. So yeah. And then it was... And this is... Was it like 15 years ago-ish? Something like that? It was a truck driver, a Polish truck driver, so his English wasn't really that good either, and he had... It wasn't so bad I couldn't understand him, but he had some trouble pronouncing the address he was going to. He had taken it at some point took a wrong turn and ended up somewhere where he should not be, so to speak. It was it was like, if I remember correctly, it was his GPS said that he should take a road which... It was like a really old road which was used, and then they made a new road, but for some reason the GPS always took the old road to get to, and it was always to get to a certain place that was close by-ish, like a kilometer or two away, but still. And yeah, so there he was, stranded, had really no idea where, like, if he was on the right track or anything. And I happened to walk the dog when he came, so I tried to speak and explain, and yeah, the address was something... It was a really hard time to pronounce, so I could understand where it was. But we got around it, and that was my first experience ever using any other language than my native tongue to, like, help someone or guide someone or like inform someone, like in actual conversation, on actual use. That was the first time I used English. And counting the time where I was in university for a very brief time, it was like a year. I have used English twice. So I don't really have that much practical use. And so I'm a bit conscious at times with how I pronounce things because of that, which is understandable considering everything, but I have sometimes watched my own episodes, and there has been times where I just, what did I say there? Like, what did I really try to say there? Because what it sounded like was nothing even close to what I was thinking I was saying at the time. So yeah, I hope it's not too bad. But bedtime. Ooh. Okay. yeah, it was a bit of a longer episode. A lot of that was because we checked the wiki and stuff, and so, but yeah, we have done a lot of organizing. We have hopefully made room for all of that, and I think the next episode is the episode we buy pigs. I should have done it this episode, but I forgot to do it. And by the time I remembered, which is now, it's just way too late. So we are going to have to do that next time. And hopefully we don't really have that much left fixing in the summer to start. Because one thing we need to do is hoard up a bunch of gifts and start gifting everyone twice a week and get a lot of opinion with them, so that we might, or we just focus on one. We'll see what we do, but we might want to build a bit of a relationship, get a bit along the way there, and see what we can accomplish, so that we, well, actually maybe can upgrade a house and maybe marry someone. Who knows? We'll see. We have quite a lot of days left until the end of the series, so we're nowhere near halfway yet. Once the summer is over, we have come to the midpoint of the second year. So, but for now, I'm not going to ramble more. So, thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.